Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a super exciting video because in today's video we are actually collaborating with Craftsy. So I get asked quite often if I can teach someone to knit or crochet, which sadly no, but I do have a much better alternative. Craftsy is an online community with over 2,000 different classes for all kinds of hobbies from crochet, knitting, sewing to painting and cooking. You may think that this is only for beginners, but it actually is for all kinds of skill sets. So I myself, of course, looked on Craftsy to see all of the classes, and there were so many that I would love to follow, but just for some examples, I would love to make this crossbody bag, also how to make a corner-to-corner crochet blanket, and on how to do applique on a quilt. Members get unlimited access to all of these classes, and there are also a lot of other resources that can be downloaded, such as fun articles, but also patterns. And you might think, well, I can just find this on Google or on YouTube, but I myself tried out Craftsy and I found so much resources and so many helpful things that I really could not find anywhere else. So if you're also a collector of hobbies like me or not yet, come and join the dark side. You can join Craftsy right now by following the link in the description. The first 1,000 people of my subscribers can actually get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for just $1.49, which is such an amazing and generous offer by Craftsy. So a huge thank you to Craftsy for sponsoring this video. And let's get started with the video and I will show you how I made this beautiful quilt that I'm actually using already. I'm going to be making my first ever quilt. So yes, I do say that I like to do quilting as a hobby, but as of now I've never made an entire quilted blanket. So I'm super excited to be doing my first ever entire quilt. And I was really inspired to kind of see how fast I could make it, because there's not really a clear answer online on like the timeline that it takes to make a quilt. And because this is a YouTube channel and because it's entertaining, I'm going to be challenging myself to make a quilt in 1 or 2 days. But 1 or 2 days. Yes, I know that's crazy, but we're gonna try and we're just gonna see if it's like possible at all. So today is Monday and it's already 5 in the afternoon. So we don't have a full day today. But today I thought I would cut all of the fabric so we can get ready to sew everything tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the day that I'm going to be assembling everything, like basting everything and then quilting everything and then also doing the bias binding. Yes, I know it's a lot. And I also don't want to make a small quilt. I want to make like a nice regular size quilt so I can use it on the sofa. So I'm just going to briefly show you the materials that I've picked out. Basically, I saw this picture on Pinterest and I've absolutely fell in love with this quilt. I think it's absolutely gorgeous and it has a very beautiful vintage vibe to it. So this is going to be my inspiration and hopefully what I'm going to be trying to recreate. And I did find a class on Craftsy that is going to teach me how to make an Ohio star block, because that is what is being used in this quilt, and then next to it there are just regular squares. So with this class I should be able to at least get the quilt top done, and then of course if I need more guidance then I could just find a class for the binding and the backing and the quilting, etc. But for the fabrics, basically in the quilt, my inspiration picture, you can see that it has like normal pink kind of blocks. I will be using this beige gingham fabric that is like really nice and has like super small gingham, which I thought was like a reasonable match to what is being used in the quilt. And then for my backing, I'm going to be using also something that is very vintage inspired and also really suited for a backing of a quilt, because it's 280 meters wide. So it's for sure going to be big enough, and I think I have like 2 meters here. So I could make a ginormous quilt, which I'm not going that big, but I could if I wanted to. And this is a toile de Jules, which is a really beautiful like French type of fabric, and I really like it and it's very classic. And I think with this beige, like we're already getting kind of into a color palette here. So those are just a little bit of the materials that I've already gathered. Now let's also watch that class and see how we have to cut the fabrics, how many fabrics we're going to need in general, and also pick out some fabrics for my stash. So here are just a few of the color combinations or the fabric combinations that I've chosen so far. I'm trying to be super random with it because I don't want to be too particular. And in the end, I'm just going to overthink it if I do. And the way I am going about it is by just finishing all of the background colors from one color at once, and then I will move on to the next. So hopefully I'm not unintentionally like picking any favorites right now. Like I said, I just want to be completely random, because in the end it is how like all of it is together and not like one particular store. You're always, I think, going to have favorites, etc. So yeah, I'm just going to do it random and it will be fine. Hopefully. Alright, so here are all of the finished fabric combinations. I'm quite pleased with this. As far as I've seen, there aren't really any repeats in this. But if you want to check for me, you can pause the video and maybe I've missed something. But I hope I haven't, and I hope it's okay like this. Okay, you cannot see me, but it's fine. But as you can see, there's something more exciting. We finished the first 8 blocks, which I'm so excited about. I'm so happy with them. And these are probably some of the best blocks that I've ever made, I think. Like, I cannot really see many imperfections. I think they turned out really cute. So I will meet you back here once I finish all of the blocks, which sounds super scary, but that is the plan. It took a minute, but we have a finished quilt top. It is currently really big. I'm kind of regretting the size, maybe a little bit. It is, I think, 54 inches wide and 72 inches long, which is really, really long. It's much longer than I am. So this will be able to cover me from more than head to toe, because I can lift it up, and when I lift it up until here, then it's reaching the floor and I have a lot left on top. But I am super happy with how it's looking. I think it's very beautiful. And I kind of decided with the placement to kind of make these stripes. So you can see here, they're like diagonal stripes. So here you will see the pink and then the blue, for example. And then we have that other color there. It took a lot of time and effort for me to be able to iron this, just because I don't have the room in this tiny apartment to be able to iron it properly. Like, I don't have a normal ironing board. I just have a little ironing mat. So it was a little bit of a struggle, but I was able to do it thankfully. And it did make the quilt top look a lot better. I have to look on the packaging for the glue basing that I'm going to be using, how long that glue will stick. Because I am tempted to already baste it and everything, just so that it's ready for me to quilt maybe tonight if I feel up for it, and then if not, then I will do it on Friday. So I have to wait a few days because I have to do my other job. But other than that, I'm feeling very happy about this quilt. So yes, it's not going to be finished today. We are not doing a quilt in a day, but in 2 days, which I still think it's really fast. And I'm very excited and looking forward to once it's finished and to be able to use it on the sofa. I think it's going to be super nice and comfortable.
This world is cruel, but there's nothing new. Living in the moment is the only truth. Let's go slow. Living in the moment is the only truth. Let's go slow. Salted towns are where I'd rather be. They give me love and they set me free. The ocean's tides can't live without the moon. And darling, the same goes for me and you. Let's go slow. Living in the moment is the only truth. Let's go slow. Living in the moment is the only truth. Let's go slow. Living in the moment is the only truth. Now. Let's go slow. Living in the moment is the only truth. Let's go slow. Living in the moment is the only truth.
So here we have our big quilty roll that is ready to be quilted, which this took quite a bit of time, but I think it turned out alright. We don't really know until we start quilting it how bad or how good I did at basting this for the first time. So let's just see once we start quilting it. I also have to admit that I haven't decided yet what kind of quilting pattern I'm going to do. Originally I was also thinking to do free motion on all of the gingham blocks and then to do some kind of geometric thing around the stars. But I'm not so sure. I'm also thinking it could be fun to just do a little zigzag stitch like in each direction. That could also work. I don't really know yet. I think I'm going to have to try some things out on my sewing machine. Apparently my sewing machine did come with a free motion quilting foot. So I'm going to give that a try on some scrap fabrics and then I will decide what I like best. hope you are ready for it, because here is the final finished quilt. I'm going to insert some photos so you can see it in full detail, because there's no way I will be able to hold up this entire thing and properly show you. But it turned out absolutely wonderful, and I did already wash it, so it smells very nice right now. And it also got that really nice and beautiful wrinkled effect, which I really personally love in quilts. I've read somewhere that if you don't want that, then you need to pre-wash your fabrics before you put it in the laundry. But if you don't pre-wash your fabrics and you wash your quilt for the first time, it will become a little bit wrinkled like this, which I really enjoy. So here you can see a little bit of the quilting pattern, just a little bit better. I kind of went for this rectangle motif with squiggly lines. So you can see here that it kind of forms a rectangle, which funnily enough in this print, to me it looks a little bit like cookies or little biscuits. So I think that's quite funny. In the end I opted for this brown checkered bias binding, which I think turned out quite nice. And I also did not sew it by hand. I went for a thick thread, which I will just quickly grab for you. But this is the Gutermann thread that is meant for decorative stitches, like embroidery type of stitches that you do on your machine. So it is a polyester thread and it's like really thick, as you can probably tell. So I used that on the top thread and then I used a regular thread on the bottom. And it created this really nice decorative stitch on one side, so you can see that this is the right side of the blanket and it has a really nice stitch detail. But then on the back it's a lot less visible because that is just regular sewing thread, which I thought was a really nice detail, and I've never seen somebody else do it like this. And then the backing also turned out quite nicely. There are some wrinkles here and there, just like a little bit of imperfections, but I think it's completely fine. And I do think this blue and white is really beautiful and classic. So all in all, I'm super pleased with how it turned out. It's definitely very cozy. So I feel really, perfectly ready for the fall and to have this on the sofa. I will link all of the classes that I used from Craftsy in the description, so you can just follow along. Of course, I used the one from the Ohio stars, but I also used the one from the bias binding, and I watched a bunch of other classes about quilting just to kind of give me a head start and to learn more. And also because I am now venturing into this new hobby, so I just wanted to absorb as much information as I could. So be sure to click the link in the description to get a full year of premium membership for just $1.49. And if you are going to join Craftsy, please let me know what you're most excited to learn, because I'm really curious what hobbies you're going to try out. And for now, I wish you all a very happy day, happy knitting, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!